And for us Midwesterners, that's good,
Yeah, I could just tell by the ambient light coming through, like, ooh, look a little warmer out there, right now.
Yeah, it's nice. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I was just in Detroit. I have a house in Detroit, and I just came from there yesterday, so it was nice there too. So it was really cool.
Nice. You typically fly back and forth or drive, a little bit of both?
Drive, train, bus, whatever, man. It's just like what's going to be the most efficient thing. The means of travel is what's important. So,
okay, yeah. Okay, great. I'm gonna just do your little do your intro as well. All right. So, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Second City, Detroit.
I just came from there yesterday, so it was nice there too. So it was really cool.
Nice. You typically fly back and forth or drive, a little bit of both?
Drive, train, bus, whatever, man. It's just like what.
Okay, sorry about that. We were catching an echo. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, yeah, like the YouTube live stream started playing off of my other screen. All right. So hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Second City Detroit documentary interview series. I'm here with alum Antoine McKay. Antoine McKay has over 20 years of experience being among the leading actors and directors to hail from the Midwest. He's developed his passion for acting at a young age and honed his skills at Eastern Michigan University's prestigious theater arts program, and by studying under world-famous acting coach Uta Hagen. McKay began his professional acting career at the Second City's main stages in Detroit and Chicago, where he wrote and performed over 20 critically acclaimed shows. His credits include starring roles in countless commercials and television appearances on programs including Detroit's 187, ER, Prison Break, and Sports Action Team. McKay also has appeared in such feature films such as The Weatherman with Nicolas Cage, Someone to Eat Cheese With, alongside Jeff Garland, and Standing in the Shadows of Motown, and Osso Bucco with Mike Starr. His most recent appearance was in Fox breakout hit show Empire and Comedy Central's Review and Southside. Antoine has been a longtime resident of Chicago, where he lives with his wife, Michelle, and his 3 children. Welcome, Antoine, to the Second City Detroit interview series. How are you?
I'm well, man. Hey, just one correction. I have 6 children, man.
Oh, okay.
I got 6 children.
And
Noah, Bailey, Zach, Sadie, Eli. Those are my 6 children. Yes.
All right. The more the merrier then.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I was glad I was able to catch you and we were able to have this interview. Like I said, you're the second of the series that I'm interviewing are different alums from the Second City Detroit era. And I like to just pop things off. What do you typically tell people when they ask you about Second City Detroit?
It was a special time, man. It was a special time. And there were a lot of special people around. If you think about the crew that came through at that time when I was there, everybody's on TV, It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, a lot of people, like Keegan Naima Funk, who is, she was on Wild 'N Out for a long time. She's doing another show. She had her own show on TLC for a while. Keegan is Keegan, and Keegan Michael Key, Larry Joe Campbell is, the guy that opened the door. Him and Eric Black, God rest him. They opened the door for a lot of that. And then you think of Mark Evan Jackson. I was there with him. He was on The Good Place. He's done, he was in Jumanji with Jack Black and The Rock and Kevin Hart. Mark Warzeka, who has worked a lot with the WWE. Yeah, man. Kip Van Heuvel too, who's been in numerous movies. Yeah, it was just a special time, man. It was special. We challenged each other. We grew together. We had fun, man. We had a lot of fun.
And good times continue to roll. Now, did you have any improv experience prior to your stint at Second City Detroit?
I had one improv class basically in college. And like for real, when I got hired at Second City in Detroit, the first day of auditions were reading scripts and, working in that capacity and acting. And, I was I'm a classically trained actor, and that was really cool. But when we came back and we had to improvise, I was out of my, the league wouldn't even consider me if they knew anything. But that day, Jesus came down and improvised for me, man, like for real. And I got the job in the touring company. And after my first couple of rehearsals, I had to take a couple classes. I'll just say that. But then after that, I worked with a great coach who was trained by Lee Strasberg, who is a magnificent acting coach. Rich Coteri. Rich Coteri was the company director, and he understood where I was coming from acting wise, but he also had the history of improvisation, and he just taught me so much. And it changed my career, man. It changed my career. Yeah. It changed my acting. So, yeah.
I've heard the name Rich Coteri. Is it Coteri or Coteri?
Coteri, yes.
Coteri. Is he from Detroit as well, or was he more in the
Well,
Chicago?
He's from New York originally, but he has a beautiful acting studio in Ferndale right now, Coteri Arts. And man, if you want to talk to anybody, talk to him, because he taught pretty much all of us and made us better. Him along with Rico Bruce Wade, it was special. It was such a special time.
Yeah, sure it was. Now, what did a typical week in the life of your regular, being obviously you say you got hired into the touring company. What did that sort of life look like, being a regular?
Of course we all had, second jobs at that time. And that was nice. But I worked at the Second City Theater as a waiter when I was in touring company. And it was hilarious. But then it turned into Hockey Town Cafe, which was really cool. Because, the Illages, they bought the rights to Second City and put it here in Detroit. And, but what was cool is that they were really hands-on and they were really cool and really nice people. And just sidebar, I grew up in Inkster, Michigan, and the first Little Caesars was in Garden City, Michigan, which is just a city. And I remember as a kid going to that pizza place with my dad to get pizza and seeing the Illages making pizzas. And then, they're now owners of the Red Wings, the Tigers. It's on Greektown Casino. They have a part in, and it's first of all, to see people do well in that capacity is really wonderful. But Atanas Illich was really hands-on with us as far as Second City went. And that was like those guys really invested in us, and they were kind people. They were family people. So that was a huge thing that existed there. So it was cool. It was really cool, man.
Oh, that's great, man. Because especially, you know, us growing up in Michigan, Little Caesars was a big deal. And I just never really knew how big it was nationally till I got older. And I remember the whole era of, you know, there was 2 eras of Little Caesars. It was like before $5 hot and ready's, like, and man, that just took me back. And what's great about that, obviously, on a sidebar, you know, with, you know, obviously Detroit kind of been making, you know, a sort of comeback. And I know the people can kind of like water down that sort of subject. I think Detroit's always been, in essence, you know, on the come up and, you know, kind of rising out the ashes, if you will.
Right.
But
right.
Now you even have, I think there's a new comedy club opening back up in Hockeytown coming this summer. I forgot the name of it, but I have to send you the article. You know, it just seems like it's interesting how things kind of come full circle, you know.
Right, because dude, Detroit is one of the funniest places in the world. Like, people are hilarious, and it just needs that comedy home, you know.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, maybe, I know you kind of touched a little bit about some of your best relationships you formed at Second City, Detroit, you know, whether it be team partners, mentors, teachers. Now, could you maybe describe with me also what are maybe some of the vibes or maybe the energy of Second City, Detroit in those early years back downtown versus later years in Novi? Were you involved in the later years in Novi as well?
You know, I was not involved in those years. I was really blessed to leave Second City main stage in Detroit and go to Chicago main stage, which is, you know, the mothership. And I was one of the first people to ever be plucked off Detroit main stage to go to Chicago. And the relationships I developed there were really wonderful. I still talk to a lot of people today. You know, Keegan's hard to get a hold of, obviously, but Margaret Exner was, Edwardowski now was, like, man, she's one of the greatest of all time at Second City, Detroit, of all time. Rico Bush-Wade was amazing. Rich Terry was great. Grant Krause, who was there. Andy Newberg was wonderful. Naima Funk, Mark Warzeka, Mark Evan Jackson, Kiff Vanden Heuvel, Sherry Johnson Vanden Heuvel now, because they got married. It's like, oh, girl.
Were they both part of Second City, Detroit, and they got married?
Yes, they were. They were both part of it, and we were all in the same cast together, and we got into the cast, and they were both so groovy, man. Such groovy cats. And, you know, Sherry Johnson was, you know, she performed at Idaho Shakespeare and many other Shakespeare things around the country. What was great, and Mary Beth Monroe, you know, she's been on numerous shows, and is just wonderful. And she was actually on main stage with me in Chicago too, at Second City. But you know what was cool is that we were different from Chicago Second City, because Chicago Second City, when I got here, and you know, this was the previous math Pryor, they wrote for 16 weeks before opening the show. We had 8 weeks. We were 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off. We would write a show for 8 weeks, put it up, run for 8 weeks, and start writing a new show. So we in Detroit were constantly writing, constantly. People write in Chicago, of course, all the time. But that being said, the pressure was on us in Detroit. And we had to create a new show every 8 weeks because we're not a tourist town. We weren't a tourist town at the time. So, so it was challenging, educating, and it moved us along so much, man. I mean, I if you put all of the credits from all the people that I worked with in my time at Second City Detroit, it would blow your mind, man. It would blow your mind because people are doing extraordinary things right now. It's unbelievable. I'm sorry. I think we had a breakup or something.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. I was just about to say, like, it's very uplifting to see how there's always so many people that are that contribute towards your journey. It's never just one person kind of getting there all by themselves. All the different people you mentioned. And
yeah, man. And like Jamie Moyer, who is hilarious on everything she's in. She's killing it. Nancy Hayden was a writer on Detroiters. It was a really funny show. And Sam Richardson, Tim Robinson. I was Tim Robinson's first improv teacher, and look what he's doing now.
Wow.
And, it's unbelievable. And Sam's killing it right now, too. So man, I'm telling you, that time was so special. And we were around each other. And ultimately, we all made each other better.
That's key. So what were maybe some of your proudest or maybe greatest moments or favorite memories at Second City Detroit, kind of looking back? Give us a little greatest hits of
everybody. Well, this is one of my greatest hits from Second City. This is my daughter, Hannah.
How's it going?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you. Good, nice to meet you.
My favorite memories was the fundraiser. One of my favorite memories was the fundraiser that Mark Warzeka threw for Make-A-Wish. And he threw a fundraiser, and then everybody came back. So all of the guys from Detroit, like Tim Pryor, Andy Newberg, Jerry Minor, who is absolutely hilarious and doing wonderful work. Horatio Sands came back. Both of the Farley brothers, because Chris had passed away, but John and Kevin had come back. And dude, just a host of other people came back, and we did a show. And the show was about 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours long. And we had so much fun. It was January 4th, 1999. And that was, man, I just watching all of these brilliant people around me perform. I learned more in those 3 hours than I did in undergrad, because it was just watching people who were masterful at being funny. It was so amazing, man. So amazing.
Yeah, one of those moments in time.
One of those moments in time. another one of my favorite moments in Second City Detroit was when I was doing this scene where Mark Warzeka was playing Al Gore, and Mark Evan Jackson was his advisor, and I was Secret Service. So I had no lines in the scene. But they would crack me up so much every night. And like Warzeka would always mess with me and just make me laugh. And I'm supposed to be sitting there straight and proper. And dude would just crack me up every night. And I was at his mercy. And then 2001 was my favorite time at Second City Detroit because I worked with a director who was on Main Stage in Chicago, named Dave Rosowski. And I was the first person to win a Detroit Free Press Award for Best Supporting Actor. A lot of years, people, Keegan was nominated, Mark Evan Jackson was nominated, but I was the first person to win ever. Because, oftentimes people don't consider Second City a theater because it's comedy based. But that year, working with Dave Rosowski, he gave me this space to just create that was so great for me. And then I won Best Supporting Actor for the Detroit Free Press Awards, which is the Tonys of Detroit, and so it was amazing, man.
Epic, man. It's epic. So what would you say were maybe some more difficult moments while working at Second City Detroit? Maybe some of your setbacks or failures and how you kind of overcame that, during those years.
Well, I think one of the things that about being an actor in Detroit is where do I go from here? And that was always the thing with us. We were always worried that it was going to be closed because, as I disclosed earlier, Detroit was not at the time, quote unquote, destination. It just existed with itself, excuse me. And we were always worried about, was it going to be closed? And so then I think that pushed us so hard to create material that was outstanding and make it interesting for the community. And so we did that. And I know that I truly got my chops as an actor from Detroit Second City. That's the truth.
Yeah. It almost creates sort of a unique sort of challenge you deal with versus somebody maybe in Chicago or Los Angeles, it's always there and that's where it's at. But you kind of had to cut your teeth and give you a little bit of extra something nipping at your heels. I need to stay ready. I need to stay ready. So I got to get ready, being out here.
Exactly. That's exactly the mindset we had. Cause it's anybody this could shut down any day. And if it does, how hard are you going? For real, and straight up, I fell into acting by mistake almost because I played football. That was my thing, man. And, everywhere I played ball, my dad was my coach. And that's what we did at my house. We played football. And I hurt my knee, running track, trying to stay in shape. And it was, my mother looked at me and she was like, how do you feel about the acting thing? What you going to do? I was like, yeah, because I was doing some acting at the time, and that was cool. But I wanted to be a ball player. I wanted to go NFL, man. Like that was my mindset. You know, I was like, I want to be, you know, strong side or, you know, I want to be strong side cornerback, you know, for the Detroit Lions or, you know, whoever would draft me. But that being said, you know, once I got hurt, it was like, okay. And, you know, my mother was like, well, try the acting. And then it just turned from there. You know, both my brother and I both got hurt. My brother was, you know, older than me, and he played ball, and it was, you know, but then it just came to life with that, man. So yeah, there's that motivated things, obviously. But struggle wise, when you talk about the times at Second City Detroit, it was just like we were always worried about whether it was going to close or not. You know, there was weeks that we would hear they're going to close it in the next couple of weeks at times, but it never happened in my time, which I was grateful for. Because once I left, they did another show, the 10th anniversary show, and then they closed and moved to Novi, and then Novi only lasted a couple of years. So that was, you know, I was heartbroken by it, because what Second City did and does is a beautiful art form, and for them to dismiss it, or people who found no life in it, was really disappointing, because it changed so many people's lives.
Yeah, it was a pillar. It was for a lot of people for so long.
Right.
And speaking on that, I know you talked earlier about how, you know, after you were able to transition to the main stage at Second City Chicago, you went on to do that. So tell us a little bit about those years when you were touring with Second City Chicago.
Well, I didn't tour in Chicago. I went right to main stage. So
the main stage. Yeah.
Like I was on hallowed ground from the time I left Detroit. That was 2003. And, you know, there was a lot of main stages, but Chicago main stage was special. It was different, because that's what people came to see. They came to see ETC, you know, usually touring companies, everything. And all of those people are absolutely brilliant. And the shows that they do are so important and so special. But being on main stage is different. It's just different. It's like being in the NFL. You know, it's like you're every night supposed to be the best comedy in the world as a crew, you know, and we had to do that. And I had my shortcomings there. I had my failures, but I also had my successes. One of the great successes of being on main stage in Chicago was I was nominated for a Joseph Jefferson Award, which is like the Tonys of Chicago. I didn't win, but the fact that our work as a cast put me in that position was really wonderful. And that's what's also really wonderful about what Second City does. It's your work as a cast. You are an ensemble. You are on the team. And you work hard and you go from there together. And live or die, it always is us. It's always us. Do we win or do we lose? We have gone out of improv sets, and I remember in Detroit when I went out of one improv set, because we do improv sets after every show.
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible. It was a horrible set. Like, the audience was like just this short from going boo. We went backstage and we were laughing like that was horrible. We all knew. And Kip Vanden Heuvel was like, and we all go down together, which is a Billy Joel song. And we all started singing that, and we all harmonized, and it was hilarious. But we did it together, so that was really special.
That's the spirit, man. We all gonna go down. We're gonna go down together.
Exactly.
One team, one dream. Now, well, you mentioned about just the high times, the good, bad times, the good times. Do you keep in touch with a lot of the other Second City Detroit alum? And do you ever find yourself comparing yourself to kind of where they're at, or, different things like that? Where do you guys still keep in touch?
I talked to a couple of people still, I talked to Mary Beth Monroe a couple weeks ago. Margaret Ebertowski, gave me the sound equipment for a pilot that I was shooting. And there's some people I connect with. I mean, we all connect on Facebook or whatever, or Instagram, or just via text, but we're all in different places in our careers now. We used to spend 6-7 days a week together, and now it's just different. We have families, we have children, we have husbands, we have wives, and it's just different now. But when you see those people, what's really beautiful and unique is it's like you saw them yesterday. And it's so funny. It's so funny because when you do see those people, you see them and you look them in the eye and you go, and there's just an unspoken truth that exists with us. It's like, we've been to war. We've been to war together. So I always got your back, and I know you always have mine.
And hey, that's a great thing. We can kind of look in each other's eyes. It could have been 5, 10, 20 years. And it's like, pick up right where you left off at,
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I'm like a little big brother, a little big sister,
You're right. Exactly. And, if it goes down, hypothetically speaking, if me and Mary Beth Monroe are out having coffee and somebody starts messing with her or me, I know she's going to throw hands because, we're all from Detroit.
Don't try me, try Jesus, because I will.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, dude, for real, that's real, man.
Yeah. Now, what are Antoine, some of your upcoming projects? I know you mentioned about you had recently, Margaret had helped you with some equipment for a pilot. So what are you currently working on right now? Just let the audience know any projects, ventures, what's coming up next.
We started our 3rd season of Southside, which is on HBO Max now, which is cool. I play Uncle Spike, that was great. This is great. We're having so much fun doing that. Then I just booked 2 new movies, which is really cool. And I'm in talks about that. I can't disclose the titles of those or anything like that. But they're really great movies with really amazing actors. And I'm actually kind of nervous about them because I'm like, oh man, I got to get down. I got to show up. like for real, because it's working with really wonderful actors. And my wife and I are writing a new pilot. My wife, Michelle Granger McKay, who is just brilliant, just a brilliant actor. And we're writing a new pilot, and it's really a lot of fun, man. I'm having a lot of fun right now, man. It's really cool. It's really cool. You know, I'm gonna be 52 in August, and I'm grateful for where I'm at in my career. Really blessed, man. Really blessed.
It's awesome, man. A lot going on. Definitely look for South Side on HBO Max. Now, what's your date in August? I'm August 2nd.
I'm August 10th.
Okay, there you go.
Hey,
Leo. See Leo. There we go.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Glad I'm not alone.
What year were you born?
Oh, 88.
88. I graduated from high school in 88. Oh my God.
Hey, that was the hottest recorded summer though, August 88. So
dude,
hey.
Yes. Dude, remember that week where we had like over 100 for 5 days?
What year was that?
1988, man.
Oh, that was 88. Oh, okay.
We had over 100 degrees for like 5 days. It was nuts.
So I always heard, August 88 was a hot one. So
dude,
hey,
the music,
Team Leo, baby.
Dude, the music, the art that was going on right there at that time. Whoopi Goldberg had just did her one-woman show that year. Like, no. Dude, it was 88 was dope, man. 88 was so, just for art in general, was amazing, man. It was amazing.
Epic times. So, Antoine, as we wrap up here, tell me a little bit about maybe the comedy and improv greats you admire, maybe their legacies, and how do you feel like you want your legacy to be remembered? I know it's a pretty full question, but
yeah. I mean that's a lot. My heroes are Dick Gregory, who was what was really cool about Dick Gregory is my when I was younger, my dad, when him and his buddies would be outside, throwing horseshoes in the backyard and drinking Pabst Blue Ribbons, my dad would be like, you can be the beer getter, but you have to sit down and listen to this before you can do it. So I would sit on his bed in his living room with the big headphones that you could turn the volume up and down on. And he would put on Dick Gregory albums, and he would put on, and man, it breaks my heart that he made the choices that he made. We are not perfect humans, but Bill Cosby albums too. Then he would put on some Red Fox, which was hilarious. Then some Flip Wilson. So it was almost as if he was giving me those insights as a comedian, as an actor, from all of these point of views. Not that they were all intellectuals in varying degrees, but Dick Gregory was very, very special. But you think about Richard Pryor, and I just named all of those names, and I think honestly, Richard Pryor supersedes all of them because of his intellect and his practicality and his insight into humanity. It was just so different. Richard was just so different, man. And what do I want my legacy to be? I want my legacy to be that I brought joy to people. I brought joy to people, and I brought love to people, and I helped them forget about their bills for 2 hours, or however long, whatever movie or stand-up or improv I've ever done. I just hope that brought joy to people, man.
And that's not too much to ask for. Thank you, Antoine. Appreciate it. Once again, this has been the Second City Detroit interview series with Antoine McKay. Look out for many more. We're trying to bring at least one interview a month to you guys, and we're going to continue as we continue building out the documentary as well. Thank you, Antoine.
Hey, thank you, brother. I really
appreciate it too.
All right, love to.
Yep.
Bye-bye.